of the May 27th patch notes the patch notes for tomorrow, May 28, 2024, released today, May 27th, 2024. Here are the full patch notes for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. The following fixes are for our upcoming May 28, 2024 patch. It is scheduled to begin rolling out on console and PC at roughly 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. County Outfit Pack 2 will be available for $4.99. Execution Pack 3, with our most brutal executions to date, will be available for $6.99. Here are the patch notes. Alright, tuned Nancy's house, nighttime weather. We have increased the sound of thunder by 25%. Lightning strobing will flash 3 times per second at max to aid those who are photosensitive. Fixed infinite skill points. We have fixed an issue where respecking allowed players to gain an infinite amount of skill points. Now when respecking, players will receive the appropriate amount of skill points. Fixed. Blood on Nancy's prim and proper outfit. We have fixed the issue where blood was not showing up on Nancy's prim and proper outfit when Nancy executes a victim. Fixed. Johnny voice lines text. There was an error with Johnny's voice lines to Nancy that showed his dialogue as missing string table entry. The proper text now appears when the voice lines trigger. For any existing or persistent issues, please use the support site. Thanks for your continued support and patience. Keep the conversation going on our official subreddit, X, Instagram, and Facebook. Wow, so that's it, huh? That's the best they could do. This is the best they could do, folks. This is it. This is all you get. I don't know. I mean, there's so many things going on in the game. Especially when you play victim. I can't play family. It's just so easy. It's too easy. It's ridiculous. I don't even understand how I can't even enjoy it. I just feel like I'm betraying the other side. I understand how to play both sides too. I understand the strengths and weaknesses of both sides so well. And I have a thing that you just naturally get in a video game that when you put enough hours in called game sense. And I feel like in this game right now, it's being pandered more toward family on such a level to make family look more enticing to play so that more people play family, allowing lobbies to fill up faster. Which I understand. It helps them with the backfill issue they're having because there's an issue in the game where lobbies are not filling up at all or people are DCing. So they've made the family side of the game a little bit more attractive to play as so that more people play family, lobbies fill up faster, people don't leave lobbies as often. They've also instituted a timeout so that when you leave a lobby you have to wait 3 minutes to get back into a lobby. 3 minutes I don't really think is a long enough time. I think the people who say that it shouldn't be longer are the ones DCing out of lobbies. I think that's just a common sense answer to that. I don't know why people just DC out of lobbies. I feel like people should embark upon any challenge they are given in the game. I think that would help them be better at it so that they enjoy it more, so that they're not pandered toward as much, so that maybe they don't need as much on that one side, if you will. Honestly, I feel like when I am in a lobby, I feel like the family are the ones DCing out of the lobby more. Because honestly, 3 minutes, that's like putting a meal in the microwave. That's nothing. 3 minutes goes by very quickly. 3 minutes is 180 seconds. 180 seconds is nothing. It goes by so fast. So if that's your little penalty, if that's what you think will help you figure out the backfill issue, along with the ridiculous, large enticement there is toward playing family and making it funner, while making victim less fun, because that's kind of what's going on when you buff one side to such a level and then you nerf the other side to such a level, you take the fun away from the one side that you nerfed really hard and you add it to the other side. You kind of take what's called balance away from the two sides, and the scale is kind of tipped toward the one side. A lot of family mates will disagree with me, but then a lot of family mates that disagree with me don't really play victim or understand their mechanics enough to understand how victims play, understand what really needs to be patrolled properly. Um, like it's very easy to get out on fuse on a gas station against certain family members because they don't patrol it properly. I don't know if they just forget about it and then they disconnect right away, and that's not something that's just like at that point, if you fail to patrol your objective because you rushed the basement, you know what I mean? And like if you have a Johnny and a Leatherface and they both rush basement, how do you expect that one singular family member to stay upstairs and guard all 5 objectives upstairs? That's ridiculous. That's a faulty gameplay style. That's a very arrogant way to play the game because you're leaving the upstairs which has all 5 or 4 objectives depending on what map you're on. With Nancy and the gas station, it's 5 objectives, and with Slaughterhouse, Family House, the Mill, there's only 4 objectives. Gas station and Nancy's house have 5 objectives because of the fact that they have that extra way out that the other maps do not have. The other maps are restricted to fuse exit, pressure valve, generator, and battery. Generator, I don't really consider it the same way on Nancy's house because of the fact that it doesn't lead you to a direct exit. You still have to unlock a gate after you turn the generator off to get out. And because generator can be bypassed on Nancy's house, so I guess it still is just 4 objectives. I guess gas station is the only map with 5 objectives, now that I really think about it. Because you don't really need the generator. I think it's a higher risk play to use the generator, but then again, if you're able to turn the generator off as a victim and get out that gate, I mean, it's a wide open track race at that point. And if you don't have a Leatherface on that map, or you don't have a family member guarding that area properly, I mean, that's really on the family at that point. There's nothing you can really nerf or buff. You just have to institute gameplay mechanics to that family the way they play, you know what I mean? That's what needs to go on there. And if they're not guarding that properly, that's their fault. They got outplayed, you know? You can't, I mean, what else can you realistically do? You know, because with the way these nerfs and buffs are, when you're playing victims and you're up against a team of family, even if you're a team of victims up against a team of family members, it's very difficult. Especially depending on what map you're on, you know? It shouldn't all be as disbalanced as Family House is. But then again, Family House is only unbalanced if you don't have a legitimate strategy on how to get off of it. You know, I mean, yeah, everybody jumps out the window, and a good family member will hear that and take note of it and go right out that front door and take care of it, you know? They're powerful enough to hit victims hard enough to take care of that, you know? And then if all of them jumped out, you know what I mean? That means all of you can go out and pay attention to what's going on. But, I mean, the objectives need to be patrolled properly. And, I mean, there's each family member can have a build on them where they either feed Grandpa at a ridiculously rapid pace or they can hit with such a high savage build, depending on how you build them up, you know? All you have to do is research the skill tree and research that family member's strength and see how much damage they can do to victims. And if your victim has high proficiency, they're not really going to have high toughness, so they're very easy to kill, you know? So I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why all these buffs need to be given to family members and all these nerfs need to be given to victims. I don't know. I don't see what the issue is. But, I don't know, this patch isn't even a patch. It's like, I consider this like a hot fix. I think they just really wanted to re-advertise Connie's outfit pack, and they wanted to re-advertise their execution pack. But yeah, that's all we get tomorrow. It's just a fix to Johnny's voice lines, more blood on Nancy's outfit, the ridiculous infinite skill point fix, which, what does it even matter? What does it really even matter? You're not breaking the level cap anytime soon, are you? Like, come on. No museum mode. Like, why does it take so long? I know your punchline is let them cook, and I'm sure we're gonna get something great. But at the same time, it takes so long. Like, are they really putting? How many hours could they legitimately be putting into that? You know? And I mean, I don't know. I think I've just been disappointed since I hit level 99 and all I got was a card that was already available via the Instagram. Why would you put the same thing you put out on their Instagram as an unlockable in a game? Especially a level 99 unlockable, which is when you max your character out. Like, why would you do that to your player base? Where's the thought process there? Where's the mindset? Like, level 99, hitting level 99 is a big deal for people. You know, some people like to grind and they worked hard to get to level 99 and then all you get is the same thing that was available on the Instagram page. Like, that's crazy. And then you give us these browned out, blacked out outfits that I'm sure you had to work hard on, but at the same time, it's just like it's like, oh, here you go. You didn't pay for it, so you can just get this. That's what it feels like to me. That's how I feel about it. And I'm sure I'm not alone on that. You know, I mean, you guys talk about how long it took to make the cosmetics, and that's why you charge the prices you charge. I don't care about the prices. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just care about quality. That's what I care about. And I care about quality, but I also care about things getting done and things being taken care of in regard to the game, you know? I don't think I'm spoiled if I'm asking for a battle pass. I don't think I'm spoiled if I'm asking you to break the level cap at all. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm spoiled at all. This is legitimately, as far as I know, the only online game that doesn't have any of that stuff. I mean, there's two online games coming out tomorrow. One of them already has the battle pass. One of them already has like cosmetics to unlock based on what level you're at. You know, they have all these features already on day one of launch, and this game doesn't have any of that stuff. Like, there's key components that this game are missing that I don't understand. I mean, if their vision is to not have anything that most online games have, that's interesting to me because it's just like that's a whole thing that people kind of expect. You know, it's not like I'm being spoiled. I don't understand that point of view at all. You know, but whatever. I guess I am being spoiled and I'm asking for too much, and I should just deal with what we're given. Just a repetitive, repeat gameplay, match after match after match. I mean, there's no new perks to unlock. There's no new levels to break. There's no, like, you get a new victim or a new family member. You max out their ability and their build, and that's it. That's all there is to do. You know, and it's just like if there's no grind anymore. I'm just road running in circles then. There's nothing to get anymore. There's nothing to do anymore. What is there to motivate me to keep playing the game then? It's my point, is what I'm saying. A battle pass bypasses that by giving you something to grind toward during that time period. Things to unlock, things to do, challenges to achieve, and rewards to be given because you achieve those challenges. It gives you something else to work toward when everything else is done in the game, so that you have something to keep working toward when you're playing. It gives you an objective to do, aside from just surviving a match. You know what I mean? It just adds another level to the gameplay, and it makes you feel like you're accomplishing something. Whereas if you're just escaping on random family members, escaping, dying, escaping, dying, killing random victims, escaping random family members, you're just running in circles, you know? So I don't know if you guys have a vision where you just want the game to be fully set up first and then you add these extra features, or what it is, but I feel like more transparency is necessary so we understand what's actually going on and not just telling us everything is under investigation or let them cook. You know what I mean? That's just like it's just really annoying. I just wish there was a higher level of transparency. That's all I ask for. And not us just being told you're sorry we're going through things. Like that was really and it, like that was I when I heard that I still pictured every time I die when I'm playing victim. Oh, we're sorry you're going through things. I know that's not the same context, but it kind of feels like it is. You know, it really does feel like it is the same context, and I feel like that was the worst PR situation I've ever seen. And me, because I work in customer service, if I told one of my customers that. Like, and I know I have a different job, but still, I have to satisfy customers at my job and healthcare. You know what I mean? If I told one of them that, when they had like if they had a $500 copay on something. Oh, I'm sorry you're going through things, but the apology topic is interesting. You think that would go really well with me? You think I'd still have a freaking job anymore? I'm not saying anybody should lose their job. I'm just saying learn how to talk to your people, learn how to talk to your customers, because at the end of the day, no matter what, we're gamers, yeah, and you're developers, but still, you've made a product that we paid for, and so keep that in mind. Just try to keep that in mind and understand that point of view. You can. I don't care how big your ego is, or like, yeah, you got a cool IP and it's outstanding. It's a great accomplishment. That is outstanding. However, don't forget who your customers are, and don't forget like who's been loyal to you. Either. I'm not gonna sit here and kiss your ass. Like that's you don't deserve that, and I don't deserve that either from you. However, all I'm asking for is transparency. That's my point. I don't want to hear about your ego. I don't want to hear about I'm not saying what your game needs or what it doesn't. I'm just saying transparency so we know what's going on would be better than these meagerly little. This isn't even patch notes. This is a hot fix, man. And I think I bring up a valid point when I say that. It's a literal hot fix. This is not a patch. It's just like, this is all you get. And that's that. We're cooking, we're investigating, and we're taking our sweet time to do it and not telling you anything. And that's why people get frustrated with you guys. Because you're not very transparent. And you don't seem to know how to be transparent properly. You can give a little bit more detail than you do. You don't have to tell us, like, oh, this is all going to happen and we're spoiling it for you. No, we're not asking for that. I'm just saying transparency. Transparency. And accountability, too. Because if you release hands for $9.99 and he's broken like Virginia was, like, there needs to be a level of accountability for that. Those two, like, it would just make me respect you guys better if there was more transparency and accountability in these kinds of situations, And I want to bridge that gap right there between gamers and devs. That would be great. That's all I'm asking for. Because that would help both of us. That would help the gamers and it would help the devs. Because if you're bridging the gap, there's no friction there. There's less of an issue there. And it makes the gameplay better. It makes the experience better. And it makes the relationship between the gamer and the dev better. And if you don't know how to do that properly, then this is just going to persist the way it is. And a lot of people are frustrated with their experience in this game. It doesn't feel like a horror experience. I get into a match, I get outplayed, I get told, oh, now you have to tell us you got outplayed, when most people just want to enjoy the horror experience, not some competitive sweaty-ass Olympic game for some, fake gold medal that doesn't exist, Like, that's the thing. I'm not here to stroke my ego over, oh, I won, you didn't, you got 50 points and I got 3,000. I feel so good and you don't. Like, my gameplay experience is what matters and yours doesn't. That's not my point of view. But it's hard not to be respectful when you are nerfed to such a point and the other side is buffed to such a point and they have the nerve to curse you out after a match. I shouldn't have to mute myself. What if I want to meet other horror fans? How would I know if there's horror fans in the game or not? Isn't that the whole point? You had people getting married off of F-13 and that was such a big deal. But why is it in this game, oh, just mute them, just mute them? How would I know? What if I want to talk to the family members? What if they're horror fans? Isn't that the whole point of the game? To bring the horror community together? To be a horror experience? To like, oh, this is what I would have did to escape the family if it would really happen to me? And then you entail that in the gameplay experience in the lobbies. Isn't that what it was for? I don't know, maybe you need better moderators in your lobbies or whatever you do. And then that would take another 12 months because we have to let you cook. And it's just a roundabout situation with everything, That's why all I ask for is transparency. Transparency and accountability to help bridge the gap, It works. It's important for everything. It's highly important for everything. And if it was taken more seriously, I think everything would be better off for the gamer, for the dev, and the experience of the game itself. But right now, we're nowhere near that. Right now, there's a huge, gap, unfortunately, and it needs to be bridged. And I think the three key elements are accountability, transparency, and that would definitely help bridge that gap, and it would definitely improve upon the gameplay experience, which would enable it to feel like more of a horror experience and not the fucking Olympics. And that's all I'm saying. And I think that's a legitimately valid point. Very valid. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, the game's dead and then that's that. I don't use words like that. I don't detail it like that at all. I try to implicitly state what I feel like are the issues. And I know Johnny's under investigation. I understand he's very hard to fix. I know you don't want to ruin his lunch, but maybe limit the amount of hits he can do. How about that? I don't know why nobody's talking about that. Limit his hits. Limit his hits, dude. It's ridiculous. Limit all their hits. Why does Bubba get the one shot? You know what I mean? If he misses, then he doesn't get the second hit. So then if they miss, they don't get their extra hits. You know what I mean? Like, come on. It's ridiculous, You guys nerfed Scout, but then buffed it if it's paired with Fired Up. You basically just told the whole entire family community to put those perks together. And that's what they all did, with the high savagery build on top of it, making them extremely powerful, And I mean, it wasn't even really that necessary at all, but whatever. I guess you want people who are level 20 who play the game once every 3 months to be good at it too. And I don't know. I'm on the opposite side of that, where I'm not level 20, I'm level 99, and I play the game a lot. And I'm getting cursed out by people who are ridiculously buffed while I'm ridiculously nerfed at the end of a match. And I can't enjoy it as a horror experience. I enjoy it as, it's hard to enjoy. I'm getting cursed out, I'm getting told I'm outplayed, I'm getting told I suck. All these things where I thought the whole point was to play slow and stealthy and emit a long played out match. But like, how does that happen with these blitz strats that family members do? How does that happen when they rush basement too? It just it reinforces the rush meta that victims have to do to get out. You know what I mean? Like, where's the quality assurance there? And that's what I'm talking about with transparency and accountability. Like the lobby backfill issue. If you would explain it to us, maybe one of your gamers knows. You know what I mean? Who knows? I don't know why this is the only game with that issue. Like, how do all these other games exist that have lobbies that fill up, and this one just can't seem to figure it out? What engine is it running on? What code is it running on that can't be resolved? What server is it? What is it? You know what I mean? It's got to be something. It has to be something. It can't just be some random issue that nobody knows about. Are you really asking the right people? Are you afraid to ask other people? Like, what's going on? Where's the level of transparency? Where's the accountability for that? And that's what I'm saying. That's my point. That's why I'm bringing all these together and packing them together and trying to, I don't know, what kind of an engineer and developing can figure that out? Like, there's no way you ask everybody and nobody knows. Who wrote the code for the lobbies to fill up? What did they do wrong? Who knows that code and how can they fix it? Like, it can't be some impossible thing to deal with. And that's where levels of accountability and transparency need to take place. Like, since the 2 weeks of the 3-minute penalty has been instituted, how has that helped the backfill issue? You guys don't explain that to anybody, and that's where the transparency is not there, and that's where the issue lies. You take too long to explain what's going on, or you don't tell us at all. You hide it from us, And I mean, if there's a reason why you have to hide it because of hackers or something, like, at least just say something about it, is my point. Say something about it to us so we understand where you're at, what's going on, and that we're not just running around with our heads cut off, not understanding anything, and let them cook and it's under investigation. Like, it's just ridiculous where there's such a lack of transparency, and that is a severe issue with the game, unfortunately, right now. You know what I mean? And so, like, that's what the problem is. And so because of that, you're never going to bridge the gap between the gamer and the developer at all. And until you're able to do that, you're never going to be able to fix the issue. You know what I mean? You're never going to be able to bridge the gap, and that's where the problem is. There's a lot of people that enjoy the game, enjoy it for what it is, and that's great, and that's what you want. But I don't know. There's other people who don't, and there's other people who don't really see it as the horror experience as to what it is, and that's where the issue lies, unfortunately. And so until that's fixed, I don't know what else you can do. Um, I like the outfit packs. I understand the authenticity of them. I understand how they have to be like strict to the time period and all that. I understand that completely. I like the little sound effects that you've instituted on the maps lately. I don't know if that's supposed to be like some kind of an Easter egg toward Maria or any of that, you know? I think that's pretty cool though. I've been noticing that. I don't know what the bang is on the maps. I think that's, I don't know if that's, there's two things that I'm thinking about that could be in regard to. I don't know if that's supposed to be the new family member Hands. I don't know if he's like the one who constructed the basement as it is, or if that's supposed to be one of the newer victims that you haven't launched yet trying to get out. You know, I think that's really cool though, if that's what that's supposed to be. Or if it's just supposed to be some, I mean, I know how these devs are, and I know they don't just institute things randomly to like, they don't just put things in the game as like just some like nonchalant thing. If it's added into the game, it has a purpose. I understand that for sure. And so I know that what's it called, that if there's something in the game, it means something. And so I'm really interested in that. And it makes me wonder, is the museum mode coming soon? I mean, obviously you don't need to be transparent on that at all. It's just certain things that need to be fixed. And I mean, whether it's bad servers or not, then that needs to be talked about. Like, who can you hire as an engineer to fix it, you know? That's my point. That's why I'm bringing it up. Because if it's, yeah, it's bad servers, it can't just be bad servers, though, because that's an easy fix. There's more to it than that. There's more depth to it than that, and that's what the problem is. Just putting a blanket over it, like an umbrella term on it like that, isn't really a solution. That actually tends to piss people off even more, because then you're just, it makes you look incompetent by just calling them bad servers. That's definitely not what it is. There's more to it than that, you know, and that's why you don't really say it that way. You kind of want to have a backing to an argument. You can't just like throw a word out and then that's that, and everybody just has to accept it. You have to back up what you're saying with evidence and everything else, you know. So that's that issue. But like I was saying, with like the sound effects that you hear on maps and everything, I thought that was really cool. I like that idea. I don't know if it's supposed to be Maria, but I've noticed when I hear like the call outs and the screams or whatever they are, it sounds like talking. It sounds like I've heard it, I heard it before. It sounded like a scream, and then when I heard it tonight, or not tonight, today in the morning, in the match I just played, the long match I just played, I heard it twice because I went right back to the same spot. It sounds like a call out. I swear it sounded like somebody was calling the victim's name I was playing as. It was really cool. And so I liked that. It was like spooky in a way. But I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be Maria. I don't know if it's supposed to, what it's supposed to be. It sounds like it's supposed to be Maria. It sounded like she called out his name, but like it was like so faded and like so faint that you really had to pay attention to hear it, you know? And I don't know if it was just my brain just making me think that because of it, but I've heard it before and I've seen other people bring attention toward it, and I thought that was really cool. And I mean, all we have to go on in regard to it is this fucking stick drift. It's so terrible. All we have to go on is, haunted by the disappearance of her son years ago, Virginia left her nursing career behind and moved to New Texas, refusing to accept that her son is really gone. She spends every waking hour obsessing, scouring remote areas, talking to anyone who could potentially shed light on why Jesse suddenly vanished. One day, after noticing unusual behavior near a remote farmhouse, Virginia took it upon herself to investigate the property. But instead of finding Jesse, what she discovered was Maria, beaten and tortured, barely clinging to life. As the pair attempted to escape, they were immediately surrounded and captured. Now Virginia finds herself trapped in a different kind of nightmare. And there's other things that relate to this, whereas we don't think that Virginia's dead. I mean, and obviously this makes it even clearer that Johnny failed to kill her, and Leatherface failed to kill her. there's two details in the game that you notice that bring attention to John Hitchhiker. Hitchhiker bring it up and Sissy brings it up. Those two would bring it up because those two are really connected as family members compared to everybody else. The other two all argue with each other, but Hitchhiker and Sissy never argue. They actually love each other a lot. You can tell. Um, but the thing is, Hitchhiker always tells Leatherface, make sure to keep your chainsaw clean so it doesn't clog up, just like Grandpa taught you. And then Sissy says something else. I don't remember Sissy's voice line. I haven't played as her in forever, so I don't remember her specific voice line. But they both attribute something to the chainsaw clogging up. Now, why would they say that? And like I said before, the game, like, they don't just put things in the game unintentionally. They want to just throw that in there randomly. It obviously relates to Petals, which is the little pregame that came out, where you actually get to play as Maria, and she gets caught by Johnny, and then Leatherface it ends with Leatherface hitting her with a chainsaw, but you don't know if she's dead or not. It just ends like that. You know what I mean? And then, like, why would they end it like that? And then out of nowhere, Hitchhiker and Sissy are telling him to keep his chainsaw clean so it doesn't clog up. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Because it never clogs up on you in the game. You either hit the one shot or you don't. And if you don't hit the one shot, it's because you overread. It has nothing to do with it clogging up or not. You know what I mean? So, at what point do they relate? At what point? You know? God, this fucking sticker to something else. But everybody else argues with each other. He's always talking shit about Johnny, about you may be big and tough, but that doesn't help you make any head cheese. And then Sissy hates Nancy. And then the cook is tired of all of them because they all keep fucking up, killing people, and all he wants to do is work at the goddamn gas station all day. He don't want none of this bullshit. But anyways, yeah, so this is like the things, and people have like gone around. I don't know, I guess I could play a family match. I really don't fucking want to though. I'll play as victim, fuck that. But no, I'm not playing on YouTube. I don't play on my YouTube channel. I game on the other app. But yeah, I don't know. Transparency and accountability will help bridge the gap between gamers and developers for sure, and that needs to be done. That's severely needed nowadays. Is my ultimate point with this, and the more that's taken into account, the better the gameplay experience is, and I would imagine the better it is to make the game for the gamer too. And that's all I'm trying to say on this. So I'm excited to try out 2 new games tomorrow that aren't really related to this at all, but that's it for the patch notes, if you even want to call them that. They're more of a hot fix, but hopefully in 2 more weeks we get something better. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. And yeah, I'll see you next time.